21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.
Hey, Martin, thank you for having me on the show. It's really great to be here. My name is Garrett Delph for all of your listeners, and I'm a founder and CEO of a boutique operational partner consulting firm. And we work with small to medium-sized businesses, typically starting in right around 5 million in revenue with a minimal of 50 employees. And we help them with transformational breakthrough. And that's solving a whole host of different complex business problems. But one of the things we were talking about is disorganization. I've spent 25 years building 3 international worldwide businesses, hiring over 550 employees, really living in and making my way through the messy middle, and solving very complex problems that threaten the lives of businesses, most lives of businesses, actually. All of my businesses were bootstrapped, so I wasn't venture funded. I didn't have private equity, didn't have angel. And so I had to, the hard way, figure out how to grow, scale, profit, and exit. And as a result of that journey, I've essentially built tools that work. They work if you apply them, and they're designed to work in a fast and easy way. That's why I'm really excited to be here and share with your audience that you're up against the very real stat: 9 in 10 businesses fail. And they fail because they're disorganized and they don't understand how to succeed. And there is a path forward if you're willing to learn, listen, and apply. Transformation only comes from a solid foundation. And so, we got to get into building foundations in business so that in business, we call it scale and grow, which produces benefits. But a mentor of mine said to me one time, you can only build as high as you dig deep. And, the real thought there is you have to have a foundation to build. I have found in business, there are typically sort of 3 pillars in a foundation that must be addressed, and they must be clinically organized. I say must emphatically because I know it's true. And those 3 pillars I've coined, I call P3, people, process, and performance. And it begins with caring for people. Because I think all of us entrepreneurs, if we all agree, it's about great people in your business. As a founder, as a CEO, as a visionary, we all know you cannot achieve your goals, your vision, your mission without finding and working with great people. And great people perform at their best, at their greatest place when they're led and cared for well. And so that is the people component. Martin, we don't have enough time to go into all of the strategic elements of people, but once you build that foundation for people, then what we do, what I recommend is you set them up for success with process. And it's really easy. Process is essentially instructions, guidelines. Any founder of a Formula One race car entity, they understand the importance of a foundation and a great engine. And a great engine is made up of a bunch of well-calculated, instructed moving parts that all work together in unity for an amazing output, which is win the freaking race. Any chef that comes up with a great dish, it is a perfected set of instructions and ingredients that all amalgamate and work together. to deliver this amazing tasting dish, right? We could go on and on with the analogies. So give these great people that you hired instructions for them to hit home runs for the business and for the people they work with. And then from there, once you set up great people with great instructions and guidelines, then you have to be a responsible owner and responsible business, and you have to uh, really manage and measure the performance that they push out. Because us people, as humans, when we're left to ourselves, we fall prey to the law of entropy, which means when there's no accountability, we just we fall into chaos. That's just the nature of it. And so a healthy business understands that, and so they'll put in and build in guardrails of accountability to make sure that all of that performance they paid for is achieving its goals: quality, in speed, in output, in delivery, in turnaround time, etc. And when done effectively and with care and respect, you hold that performance accountable, which is documented. And great people understand that, they get it, and you become the winner. And now, this does assume that your business has product market fit. So I'm already assuming that you got that. But getting into transformation happens when you're organized and you have an organization, and that organization comes with a solid foundation made up of people, process, and performance, Martin. When you set the foundation of the business, and of course, my tried and true recommendation, professional recommendation, is start with people and care for them. There are some building blocks inside of that foundation that I think will really, really set you up for strong success with your people. I always recommend, if you've not done it, is figure out what you believe, because the buzzword in business and on LinkedIn and in books is core values. But at the end of the day, it's like, what are the things that you believe, that you value so much, that it just is a part of who you are? The reason it's important for us business owners to understand this is because what we believe is how we're going to think. And ultimately, how we think determines our output and our design and our creation. And it also determines how you talk, how you speak, how you interact with people. And then this really sets the stage for culture. So write down what you believe, publish it to your people, be transparent about it. That leads into some other really important tactics and building blocks for your people. Give them things like employee policies and guidelines. Give your functional leaders, when I say function, I mean, the leaders of your departments, IT, people and culture, sales, marketing, production, whatever. Give them leadership agreements. And by the way, because you're hiring great people, my recommendation is once a year, get those great leaders together and have them come to a consensus and get unified on their own agreement, and do that annually. That way, those agreements don't become legacy. The reason why this is so important, by the way, is, again, it gives them permission to create, but it also holds them accountable to their own ideas about the best way to lead an organization. But they're also unified, so they'll be operating according to the same playbook. Another thing I highly recommend, that we have like 23 of them here at Clarity Ops, so I'm not going to go through all of them, but a couple of other areas is design a career path for your people. Great people, when they join a business, of course, hopefully they're very excited to bring value and work with you and for you, but inevitably they are looking to grow in title and grow in pay. And it's a wise, prudent decision to create career paths for them so that they have a vision of their own and they can see opportunity to grow in pay and title. it means a lot to people. It means especially a lot to great people. Another one, maybe I'll just add, is it's almost the opposite but complement to career pathing, and that is succession planning. This is the insurance for you and your business. And what it does is it ensures that when your great people leave, and let's be honest, they will, at some point, they will leave. When they leave, all of the money and investment you made in those great people that culminated in IP, in knowledge, in creation, you extract all of that from their brain and their heart, and you make sure it's documented. You make sure it's documented so that when they leave and the next person who comes in to take over their role and title steps in, they will have a map and they'll have a path to literally pick up where the person that just left off. The next pillar in setting a foundation for transformation in your business is, what I call process. Pretty straightforward instructions, guidelines that you give to your people in whatever role and or function they're in. And so at Clarity Ops, we built a tool called a workflow journey map. We built another tool called an SOP journey map. And these are really a challenge to the legacy 20, 30 page scrolling Word doc that is beyond impossible to follow when you're a teammate that needs clear instructions to do your role and you need to access that at any given time. So we've built a mapping system that provides, coordinates, timelines, links to SOPs. It identifies players in order of progress in an assembly line and any, functional process that is displayed in one single view for all players. It's fast, it's easy, and it's easy to edit. So it is a living doc, probably one of the most powerful tools we have because it eliminates inefficiency and it makes objective steps that people need to follow when a business requires guaranteed outputs. It's really, really great. I did want to quickly note something as it relates to people, this idea of job descriptions. Job descriptions are, in my opinion, the DNA in the apple tree. It's the DNA in the seed that produces that amazing, ripe, red, juicy, delicious apple, because it is in the DNA where all the instructions live. And what I've determined is, to the degree that a business understands how every job description relates to the vision and mission of the business, will be the degree to which they succeed. And to the degree that they are not clear, that you introduce variance, will be the degree typically to which you lose and fall short of your vision mission. So I just wanted to point that out. So we're talking about process here. Another really great process I highly recommend, especially for a people and culture team, is to define and articulate culture surveys so that you can take the temperature of how your people feel about how the business is doing, how the people feel about who they work with, how they feel about their job. So that's another really great tool we've designed. It's a culture temp survey. It's about just under 60 questions. It's designed to be anonymous. That way your answers aren't tainted or filled with politics or any of those things. You get a really nice temperature check for how people are doing. And I also highly recommend that, if you engage with this kind of survey, whether you use ours or somebody else's, make sure you have leaders that are committed and accountable to actually using the data you get back from the people to better yourself, to transform, because you will get gold. And some of it you may not like because it's hard to hear. Constructive criticism is always difficult, or critique or judgment, but it'll make you better. One of the best things there. Another little tool we have that I highly recommend using is a churn calculator that we've built that we give to our customers. And this churn calculator allows you to take a tried and true formula when it comes to the costs associated with when people leave your business. And it's broken up into 6 categories. And quickly you can get to feel for how much you will lose in time, energy, resources, and delay when great people leave your organization and you didn't expect it. And it will put a new fire in your belly, in your mind, to start thinking deeply about planning in your business and organizing your business in these different ways across the pillar: people, process, and performance. I'd like to wrap up here as a gift to the listeners of this podcast. I'd like to offer you a free 60-minute problem solution session. We'll evaluate a couple of your problems, and I'll provide you a solution on how to solve those problems at the end of 60 minutes. All you need to do is mention the name of the podcast, and that is my gift to you. I'll leave you with this final thought. To the degree, Steve Jobs said this, which stuck with me. I heard it years ago. He said, the problem with most businesses is they don't think deeply about their business. They think superficially. And his encouragement was, if you want to win, if you want to succeed, think deeply about how to do it. And I think that the number one way to think deeply is to think about organizing and architecting your business for strength and scale, which will give you the growth and the win that you're looking for. And so that's my recommendation. If you were listening to this podcast and you are a founder, CEO, perhaps a C-suite leader, and any of this information resonates with you and you're caught in this messy middle of complexity, feel free to reach out to us. You can reach out to our website, clarityops.co. We have a contact page there. Also have lots of really great content that you can absorb and learn more about. And I personally, you can reach me on LinkedIn. Garrett Delph is my handle. And, lastly, I just want to say that, being an entrepreneur, we all know it's tough, but please remember, you don't have to do it alone. You don't have to do it alone. And I'm rooting for all of you as we lock arms and try to bring great value to the world with our businesses.
21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.
Imagine a space where triumphs, trials, and tales of entrepreneurship come alive. Welcome to the 21st Century Entrepreneurship Podcast, a gold awarded journey hosted by Martin Piskarik, connecting with listeners in 95 countries and ranking in the top 0.5% of all podcasts. Join our exclusive community, elevate your perspective, and embark on the path to success.